See this box right here? Inside the center is an egg, wrapped in blue and white paper, flanked by a little toy girl pretending to water some grass, as one would do when presented with an egg. Now our egg here is made out of chocolate, though I wouldn't necessarily recommend eating it at the moment, as it's 85 years old. Now granted, a while ago, Parade Magazine website talked to pastry chefs and food experts who believes the shelf life of chocolate varies. Unopened dark chocolate has a shelf life of around 2 years. Milk chocolate lasts about half that because of the dairy, and the most basic form of chocolate could be fine for several years. Some say more than 5 if stored properly in a cold, dark, dry environment. But the reason that this 85-year-old chocolate egg wasn't eaten by the little girl it was given to back in 1939 is, well, because of the war. Okay, there's a lot going on here, so let's back up. First, why am I talking about this egg? Well, the Easter Bunny isn't cleaning out the back of his pantry, but this thing did just go up for auction in the United Kingdom. The auction house describes this thing as a Mary Mary Quite Contrary chocolate Easter egg. That's presumably our contrarian with the watering can there, and it once belonged to a little girl named Sybil Cook, who was 9 years old back in 1939. Now, for those of you who weren't around back then, Germany's invasion of Poland on September 1st, 1939 marked the beginning of World War II. And as observed on the auction house's website, with war clouds looming, this egg was gifted to Sybil by her uncle before the war's start, and he advised her to ration this chocolate egg slowly and savor every morsel. And ration she did, over the course of 6 years, until Japan surrendered on September 2nd, 1945, ending World War II. She didn't take a single bite out of this chocolate egg. And she didn't stop there, as noted by her daughter here.
There was a little bit of paper scratched off the front, and just after the war, and when rationing had finished, she did take it when she scratched it just to see if the chocolate was still there. How she didn't eat it, I have no idea.
And if you're wondering why this egg is still intact right now, yes, Sybil didn't eat this thing for the rest of her natural life, demonstrating an incredible amount of restraint that puts my ability to make a box of Trader Joe's mini ice cream cones last like a week to absolute shame. Sybil ended up passing away in 2021 at the age of 91, and in this tribute written by one of her caretakers, even they observed how much she loved enjoying the sweet stuff.
They wrote they used to offer her a piece of chocolate after she took her early medications, and she'd always smile mischievously at me and say, "Why not? It's the best medicine after all." And it was. She loved her chocolate.
To honor Sybil's life, her family had an auction house put the Mary Mary Quite Contrary Easter egg up for auction this week. And on Tuesday, it fetched a price of 200 British pounds. While that's not quite the highest price ever realized by the most expensive chocolate egg ever sold at auction, which Guinness World Records claims to be a golden speckled egg, that is a big chocolate egg decorated with smaller chocolate eggs that sold for 7,000 pounds, the sentimental value here is the true yolk inside this sweet, savory, and undoubtedly expired chocolate shell. The auction house notes that Sybil had this thing tucked away on a shelf in her bedroom for 60 years. Which to this day still bears her name and year written in pencil, and serves as a reminder of a generation that endured hardship and cherished the smallest things in life. While it's not immediately clear who bought this old chocolate egg, her family observed they'd like this thing to go to a museum, alongside her wartime memories. Would you have been able to hold off on eating this thing for like 6 years, let alone 85? Let us know in the comments at The News Refresh on YouTube. I certainly couldn't hold on on eating this ice cream cone for 85 years, but only because it'd probably melt. Probably.